In 1558, the Mughal army charged toward the coastal city of Puri. Their objective was clear: obliterate the Juganoff Temple. But as the soldiers approached the main sanctum, a sudden, suffocating darkness swallowed the area. An unnatural storm blocked out the sun, leaving the advancing army entirely blind. Out of the darkness, a blinding white light erupted from inside the temple. The intense glow caused soldiers to collapse on the spot. Those who stayed conscious dropped their weapons and fled in absolute terror. We could dismiss this as an exaggerated historical myth, or we have to consider the possibility that this architecture acts as a fortress designed to guard an active, inexplicable power. The physical behavior of the temple constantly contradicts modern understanding. The flag atop the spire routinely flies in the opposite direction of the wind. Below it, the Sudarshana chakra is engineered so that it appears to be facing you directly, regardless of where you stand in the city. Inside the kitchens, cooks stack 7 clay pots vertically over a single open fire. Against all laws of thermodynamics, the food in the topmost pot cooks first, followed sequentially by the pots below it. These physical anomalies align with prophetic texts tied to the site. The ancient Bhavisha Malika manuscript laid out future events that map directly onto our modern timeline. One specific passage warned of a massive global disease that would leave humanity trapped inside their own homes, unable to step outside. Hundreds of years later, that exact scenario played out during the COVID-19 lockdowns. Yet the architectural oddities and the prophecies operate as surface-level details. They distract from the more dangerous secret kept in the pitch-black center of the inner sanctum. On June 1, 2015, the entire city of Puri went dark. Authorities mandated a complete power blackout to execute a highly classified 12-year ritual. Paramilitary forces secured the perimeter, allowing no outsiders near the temple. Inside, the head priests prepared to enter the sanctum by tightly blindfolding themselves and covering their hands in thick, heavily wrapped gloves. They were preparing to move a highly specific object, known as the Brahma Padartham, and believed to be the literal, continuously beating heart of Lord Krishna. The object had to be transferred from an old decaying idol into a newly carved one. The extreme precautions exist because the object is considered legal. During that 2015 transfer, an unauthorized individual accidentally made physical contact with the material. He immediately collapsed and permanently lost his psychological stability. We have to ask what exactly the priests are holding in the dark. Is it radiating a spiritual energy, or are they handling a highly active, volatile physical material? Researchers suggest the heart is actually a functioning arc reactor, a high-yield electromagnetic device generating immense energy. This explains the wooden idols. Wood acts as a natural insulator, absorbing the intense radiation and preventing it from escaping. But a constant barrage of high-energy radiation eventually breaks down even the strongest organic material. The wood degrades, making it physically necessary to build a new containment vessel, a new idol, every 12 years. During colonial rule, British officials attempted to shut down this 12-year cycle, dismissing it as local superstition. After experiencing a series of severe, unexplained phenomena firsthand, they abandoned their efforts entirely. Modern minds rush to label it a radioactive reactor, but the documented history traces the source material back 5,000 years to the aftermath of a cursed battlefield. Following the devastating war, millions lay dead. Overcome by grief, Gandhari confronted Lord Krishna and cursed him, declaring his entire lineage would perish violently. Exactly 36 years later, that curse took effect. While resting in a forest, Krishna was fatally struck in the foot by a hunter's stray arrow. According to the texts, his followers attempted to cremate him. His body turned to ash, but his heart refused to burn. It survived the intense heat and continued to beat, radiating a self-sustaining energy. That surviving organ was placed on a wooden plank and released into a river, eventually flowing to the eastern coast of Odisha. There, an ancient king recognized its power and commissioned a massive temple and custom wooden idols to house it safely. But the king lacked patience. He violated an agreement with the divine sculptor and opened the workshop door before the 21-day carving period was finished. The sculptor vanished, leaving the wooden bodies of Jagannath, Balabhadra, and Subhadra visibly incomplete. A mother's curse and a king's impatience created the exact conditions we see today. They birthed eternal, living deities trapped in unfinished wooden bodies. Puri Jagannath stands alone. It is the only temple where the supreme deity is treated as a mortal entity that must undergo a continuous human-like cycle of death and reincarnation. The foundational philosophy is entirely literal. The wooden body ages, degrades, and must be discarded, but the soul inside it, the Brahma Padartham, is eternal and requires a new vessel to contain it. This unseen object commands the absolute devotion of millions who gather to watch the massive chariots pull their living god through the streets. You can label that object a lost high-tech energy source, or you can call it the literal beating heart of the divine. The actual truth remains securely locked in the dark. The temple operates precisely on that edge, where infinite human faith meets inexplicable physical science.